Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let's take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Hey folks, welcome to Wisconsin Family. I'm Justin Riley.
And I'm Jessa Jeremiah.
And we've got a great show coming up for you today. I hope you stick around. We are on location at Courtesy Ford in Sauk City.
Yes, we sure are. We're sitting in front of a beautiful vehicle behind us here, and I'm starting to shop because I'm tired of my old car, so it might be time.
It might be time. It might be time for me as well.
Yeah.
So, but we're going to be talking with Chris Cook, who is the sales manager here a little bit later, and he's local. He's here from Sauk City, and you know, I think that's really kind of a cool thing that they've got going for them here at Courtesy Ford, because when you walk in, it's a very local feel. It doesn't feel like a big dealership, and you don't feel intimidated or overwhelmed or anything like that when you walk in the door.
Yeah, and you know, I'm going to ask him to kind of walk us through the process of buying a car here, or what that looks like when you first walk in the door, because I think it's probably different for everybody depending on your you know, sort of level of knowledge of the industry and what you're looking for. So
and what your needs are too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll talk to him a little bit later. And we're going to check in with Trinity Financial. They're going to give us some great advice about saving specifically for college, because what a tough thing thinking about when you got youngsters. You really need to start thinking about it early if possible.
And college has gotten so much more expensive even since you and I went.
My
so,
goodness.
I mean, it's something that really needs to be on the forefront of people's minds.
Yeah, I just finished recently paying off all those loans, but
I've got a ways to go yet.
I think that kiddos these days, it's so expensive, and any help parents can give is just great. So we'll get some great options and find out a little bit more.
Yeah, and also we'll be talking with August DeSalvo, who is the owner of Pump It Up, which is an inflatable party place in Fitchburg, and it's a really, really cool place. And he's going to talk about some of the private party options and how you can bring your kids' imagination to life.
Can't
wait.
Pretty
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's all coming up today on Wisconsin Family. Stick around.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are filming here still. Justin and I are still hanging out here at Courtesy Ford, and we're going to talk to those folks a little bit later. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
And as you can see, we've been joined now by August DeSalvo, who is the owner of Pump It Up, and we're super excited to talk to you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are both of you?
Pretty darn good.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a good day.
So
every day is a new day, is what I hear.
Every day is a new day. So we're excited to chat with you. I don't know a lot about Pump It Up yet. So please just give me some background, and viewers at home, what is Pump It Up?
Wonderful. Well, Pump It Up is a place that children can go and have private birthday parties, open jump time. We have giant inflatables. We really specialize in that private birthday party experience. We personally own 2 stores in Madison and the Brookfield area.
Great.
And so we're really excited to be a part of the community and give children a place to come and burn some of that energy that we like them to burn.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
we need help
well
with that
at night.
sometimes.
They sleep much better at night after a day of Pump It Up. Yes.
Good.
So, I mean, my question, I think you've already kind of answered, because it sounds like such a really cool, unique place, but talk to us about what makes Pump It Up such a unique place to have a birthday party.
Absolutely. And I think you hit the nail on the head. The birthday party really is the unique factor. The birthday parties at Pump It Up are 100% private. So many times today you go to different birthday party places and all the children intermingle with maybe other birthday parties or the public. And so at Pump It Up, it is 100% private. Your party travels alone through our different bouncing arenas and then ends up in the actual party room where they have their own private party for cake, ice cream, food, presents. And so that's really unique. The other thing I think is really unique is the service we provide.
Okay.
We give each party 2 attendants that are 100% dedicated to that party.
Oh, that's
and so
great.
those 2 party attendants not only make sure the children are safe, but they also make sure that the parents can sit back, enjoy the time with their guests, and they're not lifting a finger during the entire party experience.
That's
awesome. It is awesome. You
very
can.
cool.
It takes the worry out of the experience for the parents, rather than just having to spend your whole time
And you have
managing.
and you have 2 different jump rooms, and they get to spend a little bit of time in one, and then they get to move to another. So there's some variety there, which I think
Absolutely.
is really cool.
their attention span is not quite as long as ours, and so yes, we do. We start them out with half the party in one, and then we move them to a completely different environment to shake it up a bit before they head to the party room for pizza and ice cream.
So, and let's talk a little bit about imaginative play. Is this something that is incorporated into Pump It Up, and what does that kind of mean for families?
Yes, a few years ago, Pump It Up rebranded their tagline to where your imagination comes to play, and it really hits home. And as parents yourselves, you know that children today are lacking imaginative play. Period. With all of the electronics and things that stimulate them on a daily basis, and so Pump It Up is really a place that they can come and use that imagination again. We have these giant inflatables for them to get lost in and play, and you'll see, pretend wars and all types of different activities between the children. We also have a new floor type of motion censored video game where they can jump around and get exercise on the floor that the toddlers just absolutely love. And so endless opportunities to use their imagination during their playtime with no TVs, electronics, or video games in their hands.
They're creating the stimulation.
Right.
Absolutely.
Interacting
Their
with
imagination
each other
is.
rather than technology.
Absolutely.
So do you do anything to specifically incorporate this idea of imaginative play with your private birthday parties that you have?
Great question. Yes, we do. Our birthday parties, you could have absolutely a basic party where they come in, bounce, and but we also have, over the last year, added many what we call experiences.
Okay.
And so an experience can be added to any birthday party, and we have some pretty fun ones. We have superhero training camp where they can learn to be superheroes, and at the end, they're actually certified superheroes.
That's so cute. I love that idea.
We also have a pirate party. We also have a brand new Princess Bash that actually is being added to our website this week. And so the Princess Bash is great, of course, for those little girls who want to dress up like princesses and have an excuse to have their friends. And last but not least, our glow parties where we turn off all the lights. They have black lights. They all glow in the dark. We even have a new Glow Wars where they have, for the boys, for the Nerf guns and glow-in-the-dark Nerf wars. And so tons of fun and imagination to be had just through these experiences alone.
And let's talk a little bit about activities that Pump It Up offers kind of outside of birthday parties. Is there like a schedule of other activities?
Oh, yes. And so first of all, it changes weekly, but we do have a few things that are very consistent in our place. First of all, every morning from 10 to 11:30, we have what we call Open Jump. It's just a place for their parents to bring the children. They get an hour and a half of jumping and get that exercise in maybe before nap time, and so that's very popular. We also have what we call our family jump from 5:30 to 7. That's on Thursday nights. That allows those working parents to get out and get some exercise with the kiddos under a roof in a warm place, especially in the winter, and we call that our family jump. We also have Parents Night Out, which is rather new to us, but Parents Night Out is every other Friday night for 3 hours from 6:30 to 9:30. Drop the kiddos off for a lower cost than a private babysitter. Let them have a ton of fun. We feed them dinner, and they can go out and have date night. So those are some of our events, and you can always find those events on our calendar on our website at pumpitupparty.com, and we have that event calendar updated weekly.
Perfect. Sold me on date night. I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, well, check out Pump It Up. This is August DeSalvo, owner. We appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us. Great. We're going to be right back. We're talking to Trinity Financial here at Courtesy Ford on Wisconsin Family. We'll be right back.
Hey folks, welcome back to Wisconsin Family, and we're here on location at Courtesy Ford in Sauk City, and what a great new place this is. They've done a lot of work to this place.
Absolutely.
It looks fantastic, and we're going to talk with the owners in just a little while here.
Sure will. Sounds good.
But first, I'm so excited for our next guest because he's going to be giving us some financial advice throughout our season here of Wisconsin Family. I'm joined now by John Shear from Trinity Financial Planning. John, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so glad to talk to you.
So we're going to talk a little bit about planning for college today, and I'm wondering what's the most important thing that people can consider about saving for college?
Well, one of the things that we talk about with our clients when they come in and saving for college is that they should consider that saving for retirement is the most important thing, because there's no financial aid for retirement, there's no loans for retirement. Kids will go to college. If they go to Harvard, they won't not go because of money, but taking care of the parents' retirement is the critical thing to start with.
That's a
Yeah.
really good point. I
That is
never thought of
that is a good point. Yeah, when
Yeah.
you're trying to balance finances and what money should go in what bucket.
So worst case scenario, you get a loan for the entire thing, but you can't do that for retirement, so you better save for retirement.
That's right. Prioritize things
Yeah.
first. Get the big thing taken care of first, and then we can address the college planning.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
that idea, certainly. So, John, if we are going to start putting money aside for college, give us some ideas of what options are out there if we're just getting started.
Sure. Well, the big one that most people know about is the 529 college savings plan.
Yeah.
That's a great plan. The drawback is the money has to be used just for college, but you get a state tax deduction up to a little over $3,000. You put money in, you get a tax deduction for it, and then the money grows tax-free, and when you use it for college, it comes out with no taxes. So that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, tax-free option.
Yeah, and
That's
I didn't even know about
wonderful.
that one.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So that's one that people come to us a lot and say, hey, what about a 529 plan? One that people don't know about quite as much is the education IRA. There's smaller limits on what you can put away for that, and there's no tax deduction, but that money does grow tax deferred, and when you use it for education, it comes out tax-free. With that one, you can use it for college or for high school or elementary school at a private level. So it's a little bit more flexibility on that one.
Sure.
There are some income limits, so some people can't do it, but that's a good choice for some people to at least consider.
Yeah, the flexibility I didn't realize was available with that.
And it's interesting because when people think like Roth IRA, they often think that's a retirement solution or a retirement plan. But you're saying that this can be used to save for college.
Well, that's another one. So there's an education IRA
Yeah.
that's just an education. There's also the Roth IRA that people think about, hey, that's my retirement plan, but that's a place where we actually start with folks in looking at saving for college because it sort of does two things. As we talked about first, saving for retirement, making sure that's taken care of, but then the Roth can be used for education in that all the contributions can come out tax-free for retirement because you've already paid tax, or for education, I should say.
Yeah.
And then if you need to use the gains on it, then there's no penalties for taking it out. You still have to pay taxes on the gains. But it's sort of that in between. It's a hybrid between just being retirement plan and just being education that's locked in. It gives you some flexibility. So,
Okay.
as an example, if you were to put $5,000 away into a Roth IRA
Right.
for your kid's education, you do that for 10 years, you've put in $50,000, and maybe it's grown to $75,000.
Yeah.
You can take that 50 you put in and use it for college if you need to, no tax consequences at all, and then that extra 25 that's in there can continue to grow tax-free for your retirement. Or if your child decides to go to tech school or gets a scholarship or some other reason doesn't need all that money, then it's in your retirement plan where you want it for your retirement.
The point is taking that principal out. You don't have to pay taxes on that because you've already paid
That's
taxes
right.
on
Right.
that.
That's right.
Great. Yeah.
That sounds like a great option. Just listening to you, I didn't know that was available either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like you said, the 529 is kind of the popular go-to. People know about that one, but some good options.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely,
it.
yeah.
So the cost of college, of course, is rising and can be pretty daunting. Let's talk a little bit about, for parents out there trying to plan this basically six-figure expense for their kids. Give us some ideas of how to do that planning-wise, just for regular folks out there.
Sure. Well, it's interesting because it is such a big number, and you read about how much it costs. And I've got two little kids that are in preschool right now. Nobody talks about planning for preschool, but man, that's pretty
Right.
expensive too, right?
Good point.
It really is.
Between daycare, childcare,
yeah.
and preschool, and people make it work, and that's part of the message I like to get to people is, yeah, it's a big expense, but we'll work it out.
Yeah.
One of the strategies we like to use for people, because it is such a big number, is the rule of thirds, we call it. And so we say have the parents pay for a third, so plan to save for a third. Plan to have your child earn a third of the tuition as they go through school, and then plan to get loans for a third of things.
Okay.
So to break it up in that, it's more bite-sized pieces. I think it's important to have the kids have some skin in the game, and they know that it's not a free ride sort of a thing.
Right. No, I like that idea a lot, and it takes a little bit of the pressure off thinking about saving for a third of college. And what a nice send off to your hopefully student going to college of having a nice chunk taken care of.
That's right.
And anything you can do to teach your kids the value of $1, I think, is really, really helpful to know that this is how much you have to work to save for 1/3 of college. So
And we even recommend that folks, if they're planning to save and pay for more of that we still recommend going the loan route.
Sure.
Because
Okay.
then the parents can always pay back that loan. You've got flexibility. But to your point, Justin, it talks about, the learning what a credit application is, developing some of those, making payments and understanding what interest is and that sort of thing in sort of a safe environment as opposed to, when you get a credit card or those sorts of things.
No, great tips.
John Shear from Trinity Financial Planning, thank you so much for joining
Thanks,
us today.
All right, thank you guys.
Don't go away. When we come back, we'll be talking with Courtesy Ford. It's Wisconsin Family.
'Cause every day is a new day.
And welcome back to Wisconsin Family, and we're so excited to be on location here at Courtesy Ford in Sauk City, and this is just a great showroom, and there's a lot of great vehicles in here, and we're excited now because we're going to be talking with Chris Cook, who is the sales manager here. Chris, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, or thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. So why don't you give viewers a little bit of a background of just personally how you got involved with Courtesy Ford?
What brought you here?
Well, I was at the previous company here 2.5 years, and it's a local company, and I grew up in town here, and then Courtesy just came in July 13th and took over, and we're very excited to have him here in the community. So.
Okay, so you're a native local of the area.
Yep, absolutely.
Good for you.
Yep, moved away for a little while for college, and
Sure.
my wife lived in Madison for a while with each other, and just moved back to the area a year ago. So just so excited to work here and be involved in the community.
So a true face of Sauk
Yes.
City
That's right,
and
yeah.
now of Courtesy Ford.
That's right.
Well, good for you. That's great. So your title is sales manager.
Yep.
Talk to us a little bit about kind of what your role entails here, and then some of your favorite things about that.
So what my role really entails is, just, working with our sales team here and, just giving them the best, support I can for them and help them
Okay.
sell cars. So
You're the rock for the
that's right.
sales team.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then of course keeping track of our inventory and,
Okay.
and then continuing to train and help grow our employees and just be involved with the rest of the departments and working as a team here. So.
That's great. So you mentioned that you're kind of the, you manage the sales team and support them. How many folks are on the team?
Right now we have 2, and that's a great point to bring up because with the new Courtesy group here, where it's a new opportunity for everybody, and we're excited to grow and just hire more people, and the future
great.
looks bright.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I really like it because when you come in here, it's really nice because it's not so big that it's kind of intimidating.
Yeah, it's
or
not
like,
an overwhelming, intimidating
It's not
place.
overwhelming
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
It feels very personable. It feels like the people are going to take care of you when they come here and things like that. So I think that's you guys got that on your side for
Right.
sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What obviously, you've talked a little bit about growing with Courtesy Ford. What excites you the most about the opportunity to grow with Courtesy?
I mean, just from getting to know the new owners the last month, just their drive and ideas they have for us already, and we're just going to continue to grow with our hiring new people, and then soon enough we're going to have a new facility. So of course we want to keep it low pressure and just a great experience for our customers coming in. They want to be comfortable buying a car. Yeah.
No, and I think that's great, and I think that's what's fun sometimes about having somebody come in that's fresh. You've got kind of a fresh set of eyes on the current situation, and the sky's the limit when that happens, right?
Yeah.
You get some people that come in and have new ideas that you then get to incorporate and be a part of, and you're really part of your community, and folks that are coming in can kind of feel like
Yeah.
they're a part of that growth with you.
Right.
I think that's nice. And talk to us a little bit about kind of community feel. You're local here from the area. I'm sure a lot of folks that are working for Courtesy are here from Sauk City. And talk to us about community involvement. And do you have any plans for that?
I mean, it's all new, but we definitely, for example, this weekend we have a big festival, the Cow Chip Festival here in town. So
What is it called?
It's called the Cow Chip
The Cow
Festival.
Chip
Yeah, it's kind of
It's a Wisconsin thing.
It's a
Jessica.
Wisconsin
Okay.
thing, and
All right, I'm
and
with ya.
that's for another day, probably to go into that. But we have a parade on Saturday, so of course we're gonna have a couple cars in there, and just want to just keep spreading the word with the new group in town. So,
Interesting.
and then also any chance we get down the road, to help local charities and organizations, we would definitely want to be a part of that.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever it is, whether it's the cow chip or what have you. At least it's not the cow tip.
That's right.
Okay,
That's right.
just checking. That's
So
great.
obviously you have an interest in, and obviously the owners too have an interest in being a part of the community and sort of developing a really strong reputation. What do you want? What do you see your store being known for? What would you like it to be known for?
Question.
I mean, the biggest thing is I just want people to come in here and, feel comfortable buying a car. Know we're going to listen to you and, just make it about them and make sure they're happy leaving here. And the best thing I ever hear is when people tell, hey, we're getting ready to buy a car and we're so scared to come in and don't know how the process is going to be. And then when they buy from us and say it was just a great experience and weren't expecting that. So it's just, that's our goal.
And I was going to follow up with that because a lot of people when they come to a dealership they are kind of nervous because they don't want to have that feeling of being sold to or something like that. So how do you approach that in such a way that you make the people feel at home and you give them a good deal and make them feel comfortable and give them that good experience?
Well, really, it just starts from the people we have here working for us, and just being all on the same page and just knowing how to treat the customer when they get here, and just really what from my experience so far is just really listening to the customer and just their wants and needs and doing our best to make them feel like they got a good deal and the exact car they want. So.
Yeah.
And helping them find a good fit for what they need.
Right,
So you don't want to sell them a truck if they only need a small car or something like that.
Absolutely.
And I guess if you would, it's been a while since I bought a car. I shouldn't admit that, but it's it's true. But kind of walk us through the process. If you're coming in, folks, some of us, it's been a while since they've been in a dealership or maybe never been here. What does that process look like? Is it different for everybody? Do you have kind of a set of things you go through, or how does that work?
It is different for everybody. So, it's a little different if someone has been online or looking around, they know the exact car they're looking for. So that process can go a little quicker. But, most people come in and aren't too sure exactly what they want.
Just
so
shopping.
we like to just sit them down at our desk and just go over their wants and needs. And then, we try to find exactly what they want here. And if not, we just do our best to look for that for them. And
That's great.
Yeah, so, it's a pretty smooth process. We just try to keep it the same for everyone.
That's important though, because when you're buying a car, to sit down and try and go through some of the, priorities for individuals, because every car is different, rather than just kind of starting by what looks good or what appeals to you. Knowing some of those features that might be important, it's going to be different maybe for a bachelor than it would be for a family of 5.
Right.
And just depending on some of your conveniences that you must have. It's kind of like buying a house.
Yeah, and just a note on that real quick is just in educating them about the vehicle, not just listening to their needs and then going and finding it, but just really showing them why it fits them good.
Right.
So,
And how the things work
Yeah.
too, so they don't drive off not knowing how to use the features.
And I think you guys probably do a pretty good job of just asking the right questions of people as well.
Yeah.
And some people, when you go in and you have the intention of buying a car or whatever, the person there who's helping may ask a question that you're like, oh, I never thought of that. So I think you guys probably do a pretty good job of that.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
That's great. Well, we're excited for you to have this new outlook and this fresh set of eyes, and you've been here a while, so we appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Chris.
Well,
Thanks
Chris
so
Cook,
much.
thank you so much for having us today. It's been great talking with you.
You guys too. Thanks a lot.
And that's all the time we have for Wisconsin Family. We've been here on location at Courtesy Ford here in Sauk City. And from all of us here at Wisconsin Family, we'll see you next time.
Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let's take